Hey there folks, and welcome back to Spyro Reignited Trilogy 1. Where we last left off, we dealt with magic crafters. Now on to beast makers. This is where my memory gets very fizzy about things, because I'm just gonna say, this was a rough part of the playthrough. In advance. I apologize in advance. I did cut as much as I can though at the end of the day, but there's gonna be some moments where I just did some very D moves. Very dumb moves. But for now, let's just check around the hub area as we rescue Bruno.
Nasty Nork is turning our swamp into an electrified junk heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
Hey, yep. Say Bruno. So yeah, apparently the nasty Nork has been making all this electrification to the swamp at the end of the day, it seems. So basically, we're gonna be dealing with one nasty Nork's mooks eventually here. But here's the first area, which is first level, which is Terra's village of Beastmakers. Let's get some firecracker chests, so we gotta let those and run away real quick, and then come back to it. Get the gems. There we go. And such. Also got some more hogs. Cause yeah, I will say these hogs, they track you like no tomorrow once you're in their terrain, to say. Territory, I should say. Yeah, there's the next level, which is speaking of rough playthroughs, Misty Bog. I'm just gonna say advance, I had a rough time with that one. Just to say, because how much of pain. However, here's the surprise though, if you go around the corner here, you deal with a freaking hog trying to hit you there, which that is cheap, because I think that immediately just, if you get hit by that hog, I think you immediately will die there, because if you so happen to lay in the water. Because I don't think you can get back up from that water. You can jump, but I don't think you can jump out of it. But here is Cletus.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I gotta go.
Oh, off he goes again. As thing goes. Here is a interesting, cause yeah, you would think this would be a pond, but no, this is a hole that leads to the flight level, which is wild flight. Oh yeah, by the way, those glow shrooms, flame them in case you want to get the skill points for this, level. Cause you have to go around and flame a bunch of glow shrooms around here and stuff. Like, I kind of wonder if it was a trophy. It might have been a trophy too. Here's another hog right here. You die too. So yeah, those hogs, they will come right for you if you so happen to let them. So make sure to be on watch, and I would say mostly flame. Do not ram them. Now worth it. And there's another glow shroom right there. Yeah, I will say I did not flame most of the glow shrooms. I just came to realize that. I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, and here's the most notorious level what a lot of people have on their minds when it comes to beast makers. Treetops! I'll be done with that one shortly. But for now, more to the hub area as we go. Got one up there. Got like 25 lives. At this point, yeah, you're gonna die anytime soon. Because I will say, when it comes to Spyro lives, but yeah, I was trying to do the chest method there, where you can jump on the chest and jump over there. No, you can't do that. I think you can do it in the other ones though, but not this one. Or, well, I say the other ones, I mean the non-remake. No G. But when it comes to Spyro lives though, I will say, it's like, you won't die as crazy as Crash, I'll say that much, unless you just fail at jumping. That's the only way you're gonna lose lives, is basically fail at jumping. Okay, here's some shock boys, which yeah, basically just time it right and then jump close to him to deal with them. Or was it shock again? So timing and speeding is two things for those guys at the end of the day. And then I believe the last level is around the corner here, which is Nasty Nork's big mook for this one, which is Metalhead. Yeah, as we look here, we'll see the name. Oh yeah, and also talk to this guy. You're not ready to go to the next one just yet. Unlike the other ones where if you collect it so far, you basically just jump straight to the next one. No, this one, it wants you to have the requirement of 50 dragons out of nowhere. So yeah, So I hope you've been collecting those dragon statues because you're gonna need it in order to go to Dream Reavers, if I believe it's called. But yeah, not Glowstrom, but yeah. Lit them on fire, boom. That's what happens to them. Okay, so now I get over here to get to the top spot here, because yeah, you can go from a high spot to get this stuff. There's also a key here, so we'll be needing that. And try to hopefully get over here, because yeah, I will say I was lucky there, because luckily he flooded over. Alright, you get it, I put it over. So it goes. Yeah, there's like glowshims that are scattered about that you can take out. So I saw so far, I think like 4 or 5 glowshims, I think. So as long as you take those ones out, I think you get a skill point for doing that. Here's the gym chest, which is just right there. It's like, okay. That's nice, at least. And then now to figure out where the rest of the gyms are at. I'm trying to remember the sparks thing, because let's say it's been a while since I last played Spyro. In fact, I should have done an episode of Borderlands, but wasn't really in the mood, so I just decided, it was like, you know what, I'm gonna do Spyro instead. And it does require my buddy too, and you know, time management is hell of an issue on my behalf right now, not really his behalf. You're doing whatever, it's just the matter of time. It's just a pain in the ass. But up to Terrace Village, the first level of Beastmakers and such. But yeah, I'm just gonna say Terrace Village, pretty good. It's pretty okay level. Nothing too crazy, it's just as long as you understand what you have to do deal with them. And some barrel rolls and flames. Flames and stuff. Alright, land in here in front, and as you can see, there's just a big guy just waiting for you with a shock baton. Yeah, you're a rod. I think that's technically a rod, yeah, because baton has like a thing on the side. That's shock rod. Oh god. Think of the animals. This thing goes. And then there's these electric can guys, which I will say be careful about them, because once they start shooting, you kind of just want to evade first and then hit them. The third time is a little weird, or when they shoot, basically, it's like that. It's basically like that. But basically, as soon as they like tuck in like that and start shooting, like, yeah, you just want to be evasive and then ram them. These big guys, I will say, will sometimes hit you a lot quicker than you should sometimes, as you notice. And such. And there's some treasure chests here. Guy with the another can here, cause yeah, there's a bunch of these guys. So ram him as well. Get a couple gems here. And just look at this guy. Yeah, I will say you kind of just have to plan on how to deal with these guys at the end of the day. Yeah, I went basically the back way about this too, on top of it, because yeah, there was like two ways going on there in order to basically go to that hut and out. And get the rest of the gems here, so I don't have to go back here for us as the second goes. Make sure to get the gem chests that are scurried in the corner here. That's just a tuck. Exactly tuck. Here's the first dragon of this area, which is Quad. This ain't GTA 3.
Watch out, Spyro. The Norks in these pods have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stings.
Yeah, which is kind of funny, because speaking of the balloonist guy, he wanted 50 dragons. I already just need 2 dragons here, and I'm basically set to go to the next one. However, I would still recommend getting as many dragons as you can, because there's going to be a point, I believe you need the 70 dragons. Which, I don't know if 70 dragons is all of them or not, at some point. But yeah. And also, you gotta complete them anyways, because this game does require completion to get completion, so. And when I say completion, I mean as in you get a bonus level at the end. for collecting every gem, every statue, and every egg. The egg might be optional, I will say, because I don't know if that ever was a requirement or not, but I will say there's rockets scattered about in this area too to shoot the... take out the metal lock chest too on top of it. So there's like 3 rockets around here, because as you can see there was another one right there. But yeah, I will say when it comes to for this obstacle here, I would say deal with the electric guy first and then deal with the stun rod man and the cannon, because they can hit you, but they're also kind of slow at turning, so. And then the stun rod man, you have to get close for him to smack you with it. Okay, now on to the other dragon here. We have Cyprin? I think it's Cyprin.
Good job, Spyro. One day you'll be able to tell all the dragons about your amazing...
Cyprin or Cyprin?
Sure, but what I'd really like to do is get out of this swamp.
Yeah, as you can tell, Spyro is kind of terrified of the swamp. I don't blame him. I have PTSD about the swamp as well. That swamp just sucks. Because I will say, most of the difficulty when it comes to Spyro, I kind of vouch for this one most. This area. Dreamweaver is not going to be as much of a problem as Beastmakers here. Beastmakers, on the other hand, my god, the difficulty. Yeah, here's a tussle here where you have to charge through a bunch of guys. But yeah, I would say Beastmaker is definitely a curveball when it comes to Spyro 1. Oh, that I will vouch. Because Magic Raptors is a bit technical, but Beastmakers has kind of like both of technicalities and the difficulty combined. Considering what you have to do to get around to get evasive and stuff, and like make sure you need to platform it just right. It's going to be a very big matter, especially once we get to Treetops. Treetops has some interesting puzzles, I'll just say that much, because remember the Supercharge? Because I hope you do, because Supercharge is going to be your best friend for that one. Well, Misty Bog's just a pain in the ass because of enemies. Because I will declare, I think Misty Bog has like the worst enemies to deal with. That I will say. But deal with the rest of these orc mooks. Try to get over there. As we deal with heavy metal electric man. So I don't think he's a rocker. I think he's heavy metal. Although he could be a rocker. I don't know. Hard to judge musicians' themes sometimes. But playing this guy. About him. And yep, that is also a skill point too, I will say. And that skill point, in case you're curious what it is, I think you basically have to get here without getting electrified by any of the mooks. So, I guess that's the bonus one for you guys. So I guess for those that want to see an instance where they'll not get electrified at all, here you go. This one. So I believe there is a chest on the right here, I think. Besides the ones up here. But you know, I figured that thing there moves, it doesn't move. So it's like, oh, okay, see, cause yeah, I gotta figure out like which way do I need to go about this, cause yeah, this area is, I wanna say this whole, Beastmakers in general is a bit puzzle heavy, I'll just say that much. Dreamweaver is also going to be a bit puzzle heavy, but I do declare that I think Beastmakers just takes the cake just a tad bit more, especially, like I said again, when we get to Treetops. Treetops has that hard navigation, and it's a do or die kind of moment. I'll just say that much. Alright, fire these rockets here so I don't have to get back up here, and make sure to fly to the right one, and don't go to the left one, because that'd be dumb. Then you have to be running back. I didn't do that. I didn't do it at all. What are you talking about? In my previous Let's Play I did. Yep, let's get the rest of the GMs here as we get to 400. Behold. So yeah, level complete, so now to walk on back as the thing goes. But you know, could cut this and you know, go straight to the exit. But it's like, nah, just take the one way about this. Just take the one way about this. Cause yeah, as the saying goes, you can just quit through the menu and you save all your progress that you just collect in return. It's not a one instance like other levels would present in other games. Like example, Crash. Exit level mid collecting boxes. You do not keep those boxes. You have to re-get those boxes. Because there's an arcade feel in Spyro, in Crash's case. Spyro's case was more of a venture. Is what they wanted to go after. They didn't want to do the arcade style. They want to do more of a collectathon, if you will, which became a very big thing through the time that Spyro showed up. Because when Spyro showed up, you had Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64 as collectathons, and by all means, each one had their goods in their own right. You had Mario with the crazy exploration you could do. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, which is probably the best one when it comes to collectathon games. And then you have Spyro that also kind of takes the cake too in terms of collectathons as well. But now onto Misty Bog, which, yeah, I'm just going to say I had a bad time with this one. And I didn't really need to perform this bad time, but I did it anyways. So enjoy me climbing around for a good bit. Yeah, just watch out these Call North guys here. They master in the arts of close combat, so do not get close, or if you so happen to miss them, like I just did, for that charge move. Because yeah, I will say the problem about that charge move, it's kind of needle in a haystack when to hit someone with the charge or not. So, and then not only that, when you charge, your turning is not going to be the same as you just regularly move around. And when you try to like mid-charge during turning, it's more of a problem, I'll just say that much. But here comes the first D move I did. As we just jump on here, and I freaking just walked up forward. So thus I die, because there is no wee way I can get back up from at all. Because I was just seeing, was there something back there? No, there was nothing back there. So, in other words, I just did the most dumbest move possible. Welcome to Spyro. Oh yeah, okay, so now speaking of terrible enemies, these freaking toads. You will hate these toads if you ever so happen to, you know, start this game and stuff, because these toads have a chance to just straight up just snipe you if you so happen to be in their proxy to do it. Because they tongue smack you if they're toads. The problem is their tongues will just straight up just hit you hard. It's like, holy crap. And then you got these tree gobblers, which yeah, these things are horrifying. I don't even know what the heck they're based off of. I just know they're like mimics, but they're trees. Which, that is a thing, so. To rescue Roscoe.
Be on the lookout for attack frogs. They are cold-blooded killers.
Attack frogs?
And this used to be such a nice swamp.
And as I mentioned, as he mentioned, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all, because yeah, those toads, they suck. Okay, so now you see an instance here where you see this hog just running around with this Nork here. However, once you just hit that piece of land, the hog just turns around and tries to hit you in the process. So be careful about that, I'll just say that much. Because I do recall getting smacked left side by that hog. Because he just literally like 180 spin and fucking hit me in the process. What a douche of a hog. Alright, and hit all these guys in a session. That's perfect. Hit that guy too. Break his chest. However, I will say there is a piece of land here. Yeah, this guy here. Okay. He's trying to trap and kill a chicken. Nah, I'll just do it for him. Save a trip. I'll get these red gems here. And try, yeah, you see that crap? It's like, I flamed first, yet still, his tongue outpaced my flame. That's how fast. Now we're just in the room. Yeah, because here comes the worst part. Now we're just in a room with a crap load of them. at the end of the day. Which, good luck hitting that toad with the flame because he's guarded by that freaking douche. Anyways, get rid of him. So, you gotta be careful about this room. This room is so deadly. Like, good job. I mean, luckily, you have to be close proxy, but still. And luckily, also, when you get hit, you get invincibility frames. It's just that room is just, this whole room is just deadly. Just littered with stabby guys and the toads at the end of it. Here's Damon.
Thanks for releasing me. It seems like I've been trapped in here since I was your age.
Oh no.
Why? I remember,
Gotta go.
Well, crap, another guy who, another dragon that got sealed since he was a youngie. Wait, how'd you look like that, though? As thing goes. Alright, so now to figure out how to fly from this island, because yeah, well, so you're technically stuck on this island here. And you're probably thinking, you know, that looks too far. Maybe we should just fly around and maybe get there. No, you did it wrong. You have to fly across from that island to that island. I feel like a freaking idiot at the end of it. Because it feels like when I see this point of view to this point of view, it's like, can I really make that? I don't think I can make that. No, you can make that. I feel so stupid. It's like, good God. Welcome to my problems of Misty Bog. Because yeah, it's not like, you know, really difficult problems. It's just irritation problems, if anything. And you kind of can't count that, so yeah, I can't really, you know, damage Misty Bog in the process. Make it feel my rage of hating you. So, because yeah, Misty Bog is also kind of my least favorite level on top of it, I will say. It has an interest going on, it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me. I'm trying to explain it because that way I don't sound like a douche as well at the end of it, but it's just, like, there's, like, maybe it's just too, well, it's not simple, I'll say that much, Brian, but here's Zeke anyways.
thank you for releasing me.
I think it's more like there's just too much going on, I'm coming to realize. There's this instance here where you have to, like, point out, also I didn't realize that turn on the left. You. Just good God. But yeah, Misty Bog, I feel like there's just too much going on sometimes. Too much going on, and it feels a bit, I guess it also makes you realize how bad Spyro's charge move is sometimes. Here on top of it. Yeah, let him ram that guy, because yeah, the Hogs will just straight up just do that. You might as well plant them. Yeah, get the rest of the gems here. There's another dragon there. Get the gem there. Oh, hello. That yellow one. I think they later got rid of those two, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. Here's Bubba.
I'll tell you what to do with those creatures. Smash them, Spyro. Stamp them out and squish them and squash them.
How about charge them and flame them? We are dragons after all.
Okay, this is also like the funniest dragon, but I gotta admit though, when I hear Bubba, I expected a big dragon. No. Well, he is big. He top heavy big. It's like, oh. Okay. When I hear Bubba, so I don't expect muscles. I expect just, you know, bulk. Get some gems here. Now to a tough platform moment, because yeah, this level also has a lot of tough platform moments. Also being dumb too, I'm thinking like maybe there's something over here too. Nah, there's nothing over here. Super brain. Oh wait, yeah, I take it back. Take it back. I'm a super brain. I'm a super brain. He's a super brain. He's a super brain. No, super brains. Right there. Yeah, so now I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so how do you get out of this place? You have to get out of, one way or another. It's like, oh, wait, yeah, then I'm starting to remember. It's like, yeah, for some reason, they don't have a warped way to exit out that way at all. I never figured out why they don't have a warp there. And even to this remake, there's not one there. Why is there not one there? It'd be so much easier to get around at the end there. But then, I do gotta admit, this also forces you to go into a line that you wouldn't kind of think it was there, but it is there. So if we go back up here, jump back on the steps, you notice there was a couple logs here on the left. You could technically glide across here. Yeah, those ones. So yeah, you just glide across here. Here we go. Go on this one, which yeah, be careful about these because you can misjump them. So ran that guy. However, I did it horribly because for some reason the charge turned to the left on me. It's like, oh crap. Let's hit these guys. The problem is, you know, you can try to hit those guys in a row, but sometimes they'll just straight up just strafe to a little bit more to the left or right. Okay. But yeah, speaking of, yeah, if you hit R1 or L1, you can strafe too. You can make Spyro dodge roll left and right, basically. So yeah, back then, they did make like controls, I think, optimized for in case you don't use the control stick, you use just the D-pad and such. So yeah, this was around the time where the OG DualShocks, I think, they had a, well, say DualShock, we'll say it was more of a controller pad, and then the DualShock was born within the PlayStation 1's life cycle, which later, like, majority of the games became DualShock because how functionally good the analog stick became, and the analog stick became a mainstay throughout the history of gaming history at this point. Matter of fact, we acquired another stick in return because yeah, as the saying goes, DualShock, because some game companies only offered one controller stick, N64 controller. PlayStation said, F that, we add 2 control sticks to our controller. So one for looking around, and one for moving. So that's the great innovation that Sony technically did. And many other companies eventually followed at the end of the day. Which they were pissed, but they had to follow anyways. Alright, so now on to Wild Flight, which Wild Flight is, I'm gonna say, maybe the worst flight level. Like, this might be the worst flight level because how freaking quick you need to be about this level at the end of the day. Because you have to be really quick on your toes about the choices you need to go after on this one. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, which way do I need to go. And then I also gotta remember that the ups and down, when Spyro goes up and down, it's really difficult to keep it leveled at the end of the day. So it's like, and then also at the speed too. This speed is what's driving me insane. Because yeah, you need to go after the gold chest first. I will say. Although I could turn around, I think could instead go after the gates there, but I think you do have to go after the treasure chest at first, and then you lead off to the planes. Which yeah, you didn't want to just turn around and deal with the planes here. There's also gold chests on the side too, so make sure you get those. So yeah, there's just so much going on. Chests here, planes on the side there. So yeah, they're like in a figure-8 manner. Oh, there's a plane right there. Just gotta get him. Yeah, I will say, at least a good part to give you leeway. Also, yeah, in case you're wondering why I did a loop, I think if you hit L1 or R1, you just do that and stuff. So this is then you basically gotta go to the shock gates. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is hit all these shock gates here, and then I think turning around here, because yeah, it would be easier to turn around because then the boats are opposing to you instead of going away. So yeah, we just fly over here. There's no boats heading off that way because I think I took one of them out that would. So yeah, we just turn around and do it this way because I'm probably gonna say if you don't do this, you probably ain't gonna get it. So that's basically how you do Wild Flight at the end of it. Yeah, that is technically a tough one to me because how fast you have to react to Spyro when navigating through that level throughout. So, very tough level. Yeah, that's basically it for Wild Flight. So now on to... It's time. It's time we touch the most notorious level, what fans describe. Even though, at this point, to me, Treetops... Yeah, Treetops is just not much of a problem to me. It's just, there's one problem I have about Treetops, is the part we're about to see here. So. Bring the chicken. Even though really don't need more butterflies, but whatever. Kill more than I should. Kill more than I should. So yep, onto Treetops here. Into Treetops. Ba ba ba. Yeah, so out the Treetops here in a bit. See, I will say Treetops is weird because you kind of expect him to do the whoop thing. No, instead he just flies in, and then you see a gem thief, because let's say that's a gem thief, that's not an egg thief. I'm just gonna say there's something special about that one. Yeah, basically he's just gonna run around, or he's basically gonna run away from you once you hit a point of progress with them. Which, I don't even know where he goes after that, because, yeah, he's the green one. The green one, I believe he's over to the island on the left, because, on this, yeah, basically, we do got a bunch of ape-like enemies and monkeys and stuff. Are they apes? They might be apes, because I don't see a tail at the small ones. I do see a tail on the big one, though. It's kind of backwards on that, I'm realizing. But yeah, just be careful about the small ones because they throw bananas. The big ones, they're not hard. Just flame them. That thing goes. So just jump up here, just charge up some chests. Get rid of those. So yeah, now onto this dragon here, which is this. Who do we have here? Says I get these gems, because I think sometimes I just go get the gems first. So we got Lyle, okay.
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops, don't just stop at one supercharge.
But yeah, that voice is gonna be very important. Very important later on here. But for now, we're just gonna navigate the level as normally, because yeah, when it comes to treetops, you want to navigate the level just normally. And then we do the puzzle part, because this is the special part I was about to let on a bit there, but I wanted to wait till now, because Treetops has two Pacific Islands we need to get to eventually here. As you can see off to the far left on the minimap, there's a small island there we gotta get there eventually. And you're probably wondering, how did we get there? You'll be figuring that out very shortly. But let's just say you need to know the pathing of which way to take these turbochargers at the end of the day. Which I feel like a stupid head. I should have used the turbocharge to hit that chest there, because you kind of need that to do that. And I think it's the only way to do that. We got this ape here. Oh, that's monkey. Okay, yeah. Dumb bring. Anyways. Go with these fire breather chests. There we go. Some good gems there. They're beautiful. Yeah, I think that's a pretty part. The gems do look pretty, always. And then we go to this way, which this way has a bunch of apes and monkeys. So the big ones are monkeys and the little ones are apes for some reason. Very odd. And then we have a metal chest here, and as you can see, there's a ramp right there that shows you that, yeah, you need a turbocharger to hit this one. Now you see that there's a spiral platform where you need to glide across here. I would say you can glide across there, or you glide across a little earlier there. So I always glide in the later half, but most of the cases. Now as you can see here, this looks like a race line here, so definitely gonna be something important here to turbocharge later on here. But there's also a warp here too, in case you need to get up on the upper side, which you're gonna have to in order to, because yeah, you can't just, you know, glide that way. Ain't gonna work. Not gonna work very much. So yeah, there we go to the alternative path, because yeah, there's two paths when it comes to treetops here. On here. There's also the red gem thief, which yeah, he's just gonna freak out and go to his little island on the right. Cause yeah, you saw the green one earlier, and then now we're seeing the red one. The red one goes to the island on the right here. And the bad part is, I think they're trying to show you that where these gem thief ones are going, but they're too fast. But here's Isaac.
Spyro, if you jump at the end of a supercharge ramp, you can really go far.
I'm all over it.
And then the dragons tried to, you know, give you enough advice to say that, yeah, you need to do this like this. It's like, yeah, you do need to do it like that, but here's the thing, though, they're also not telling you the alt way about these supercharged paths at the end of the day. And such. Because, yeah, I'm about to show you the alt way what you're supposed to do with these supercharges, because you think it's like straightforward direct, it's like, okay, you use the supercharge to directly go to this way, right? No! What you're supposed to do, as you see here, you turbocharge, but instead of going that way, you jump off to the right, and just keep going down this raceway here, because that's presented, and then you go through this way, and then jump right up to the island on the right. That's how you get to the island to the right. But yeah, he's holding a 25 gem. The reason to get his butt. Get these fans too. Yeah, there's a bunch of gems on each of these islands. Because yeah, that one to the island on the left, which the island on the left, considered by many the worst island to deal with. And has a good point about that. Because you wouldn't really think on this one, but however, since you just, I will say, since you just did it to that one, it does kind of make you think, like, how do you proceed to do this one? Which first, I think I'm gonna get this chest here in a minute here. Yeah, I will say I cut portions of this because I was just gonna save everyone a trip about this. Not gonna do that, but yeah, as you notice there, you use that charge ramp to jump off to the right to that one. Because yeah, there's points you have to run in the charge ramps in reverse. And this is one of them. So that's how you get over there. As I showed by viewing. Because yeah, you use that charge ramp to swing off to the right to go to that charge ramp in reverse. So yeah, that's the early way how you jump over there too, on top of it. Instead of jump on the later side of it. Of one platform to the other. Because yeah, treetops is just kind of a mess, but once you kind of understand, you come to realize it's not that much of a mess. It's just, it makes you think though. It makes you really think, but I guess the tip is don't think direct, think on the side of things. That's the best way I could probably give for that kind of advice at the end of the episode. Now, let's see if we can try to charge ramp this. But yeah, what you're supposed to do is jump like that. But then I screwed up. It's like, oh wait, yeah, you need that boost from the other one. Like, whoops. And you can make it at least, but you're barely making it. There we go, trying again. Yeah, I will show some longevity to this, because yeah, anytime you screw up, you basically have to run back. This is the irritation part about doing this level entirely. Is that if you just stop and screw up, you're gonna have to just run it back. Run all the way back from there to there. Or in the best case, you probably end up technically dying, and then when you die, you just checkpoint back to the spot, the checkpoint you're at. Which is technically good. Alright, so now to do this right, let's see if we do this right. Because yeah, what you're supposed to do is do like this, where you just... Because as long as you get the charge of that, you basically start having that charge. The problem is, you have to be careful with that jump there. Because yeah, if you don't jump it right, it ain't gonna give it to you. Because yeah, you gotta do it like that. And then careen off into the left island. But yeah, the left island, there is no other way to get over here. I don't think. Or some exploit, as usual. Yeah, there's 25 gems. bunch of 10 gems, and yeah, that's all the gems there, which I'm not surprised, because Treetops, at least, is pretty straightforward about the gems. But here's Jed.
That was quite a ride, Spyro. You learned a lot since you were a young glider.
Yeah, well, you could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
I do love that shrug. This, like, hey, what? I was just over here. You know, you could have been somewhere else just stuck over here. So funny, so funny. Alright, time to leave this place at the end of the day, because, yep, that's Treetops for you. Which, as the saying goes, it's kind of a mess, but once you understand it, you're good. If there's any irritation I will still say about Treetops is that the fact that if you so happen to mess up, you're going to have to run all the way back to reposition yourself. Or if you died, technically fine if you got a bunch of lives. If you don't have a bunch of lives, oh no. And yeah, that's basic Treetops for you. So now on to the last one, which is Mr. Metalhead. Which is probably, I don't know what's the best way to say it. I think technically also an easy boss to lot. As long as you kind of understand what you have to do, because I will say he's unique about one thing. I'll give him that. But first, let's just head on, or get to him at the end there. Because yeah, we're going to be dealing with, remember those apes and monkeys we dealt with? And now they decided to armor up, I'll just say. And not just that, the big one gets to do special things. So as you see here, you could go on the walkway, and next thing you know, he's chucking a metal ape guy at you. So it's like, oh crap. They also still do the banana throwing though, so be careful about that. And also, I gotta admit, there's one thing I am kind of happy they kept. They kept the weird look, what they look like from the OG, because yeah, they kind of look like that. Just so. Yeah, just deal with these big old monkeys. It's like, hey, why do you went on the side? Yeah, the big monkey is really easy to take out. It's just now that they do that, it's like, oh god, that's a new move. But I decided to charge them. Do not charge them. Doesn't work. I thought it does, but no. Go with the firecracker chest. Okay, we got a small one here trying to chuck bananas. Get out here. These mystical, magical bananas. Yeah, DK works hard for those bananas, and this ape here just turns around and just chucks them as weapons. As the thing goes. Deal with these stupid big old monkeys. And we got this chuckster here. He just chucking his bananas. Yeah, here. Where on earth did you get flying magical bananas? I gotta say. On that, I guess that's the funny part. And then I'm trying to figure out something here, but it's gonna be a matter of later on to say. Yep. So now I'm just trying to figure out the special spot here, because yeah, there is something there, but I won't realize it till later. But let's just say it's like right there. You need to jump down there on the left. I'm not gonna realize that till later. Because yeah, you jump down there to get the other gems, and I believe the key is there. Because yeah, there's gonna be a locked chest here too. It's like, okay, it's like, all right, let's go deal with Metalhead for now until I figure that out once again. Yeah, I do recall that. But here's Sadiki, or Sadiki.
Metalhead is all charged up to meet you. Attacking the power pole should disrupt his power supply.
Okie dokie. Anyways. Yeah, this is Metalhead here, which yeah, these pylons, if you ram them, you can take them out. But these pylons is what keeps them powered at the end of the day. Also, yeah, that can happen every once in a while, which I'm pretty sure that's a glitch, where if the Mook so happens to hit the pylon in the process of them rolling like that, there's some reason to slow down. But yeah, just make him smack the pylons as well, because yeah, over time these pylons will turn red and will zap you if you so happen to ram them while they're red. So do not ram them while they're red. Oh. Okay, so now on to dealing with the rest of Metalhead here, because yeah, I had to stop real quick, do a thing at that point. So yeah, Oh yeah, I will say also the mooks they had here, they also will just end up dying, so it's like, oh. Oh, okay, that's a miniature. And then the chest is over here on the left. Of course, I don't have the key, so I'm just gonna see it here. Yeah, it's just right there. It's like, oh. Yeah, so there actually is a key somewhere. I just can't remember where exactly it's at this moment. Here comes a big old monkey, though. Which I will say, what's the difference between the big one and the small one breaking these spawns? Not much besides being big. I will say he does now have other moves, which is like doing a little shock pulse there. Oh, and I hit it while it's red. So that's what happens when you hit it while it's red. He also has those laser rings right there. And he's dead. Yeah, that's it for Metalhead. Which yeah, it's just two rounds with him. Not 3 rounds, just 2. Because I guess they didn't realize how much space was he going to take in the process, but I guess apparently they thought 2 was good enough. It really kind of isn't, to be honest. A little bit honestly there. But yeah. That's basically it for Metalhead at the end of the day. He's just a big old robotic moke. At the end of the day. But as we get up here, get the rest of the gems. Oh, flip in this area until I have to go back here. Because then I started having a big brain. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. You do have to be a bit clever how you jump through that one bit. Here. Let's get back up here. Yeah, just get the rest of the gems here, and then you can walk across the side here. I think there's a couple gems here, maybe. Yeah. 2 blues and one gold. Oh, and then there's a green one here on the left. Let's see. So it's like, oh. Which, yeah, okay, I did do a D move there. It's like, you know, I think Sparks pointed that out for me earlier. Yeah, he did. Whoops. I'll realize that eventually. Which I now just did through recording. Alright, so now to get down there, it's like, oh yeah, so it's gotta be down there, I would think. So yeah, you gotta get on the sidewalk there. Through here, but then you have this little hole you have to get through here. It's like, is this really the right way? It's like, this got to be. It's like, okay, yeah, it is. But it gives you enough leeway, as you wouldn't think, but it does. For that. Get these chests here, and there's the key. Such, but first get these chests down here. We're basically going back that way anyway, so. This thing goes, I think that's basically everything else for that part of the area there. It's just realizing where the other gems are at this moment. So I think there's like a couple scatter ones. Oh yeah, and when you warp up that way, it also takes you on the upside here, which, in case you were wondering about these up ones here. And such. So yeah, you use that way to go down there, and then you use the warp to go on the upside here. And that's the way to do it, so the way to cookie crumbles. And we got this big old key to go put in the chest, but we also got that green gem I left on the side to go get to. Bet you ain't gonna realize. Probably not. Probably once I get to once I go Spark Fire mode. It's like, okay, where's the rest of the gems at? This is green one there. Got a couple blues and greens. Good enough. Oh, and then there's a red one there. Weird. There's a green one right there. It's a glimmer. It's like, oh, there's a green one there. It's not like Sparks just pointed out or you're nah. That's basically it for Beastmakers in general of Metalhead. Again, Metalhead, kind of just a basic boss. It's like, out of all the difficulties you dealt with the other levels, you kind of expect this boss to be, in the ideal sense, as tough as those levels present it, but to be honest, no, he really kind of isn't. He's kind of just a cakewalk. Yeah, it really shows, sadly. But now on to Dreamweavers. Take it for the next part, but for now have a teaser as the saying goes. Yeah, that's Cray the Balloonist. Yeah, he basically feels better now since we got enough dragon statues and such. Yep, so on to Dreamweavers. Which, yeah, Dreamweavers is like a total flip from this area to that one, basically. We go from the land of horror and swamps to the land of dreams and, well, I'm also going to be honest, but also technically horrors too. It's like fantasy horror, technically. It's like a really weird fantasy horror, I'll just say that much. Considering the type of enemies we could deal with in Dreamweavers. Dreamweavers has a lot of very, I'm going to say LSD kind of type of enemies, like very twisted ones. So, something you just don't expect. So. Right, here's Dreamweavers, which I really can't show much, sadly, because they just give you this walkway and there's the enemy just right there. But that basically wraps up for this episode. I'll see you guys all next time. I hope you enjoyed what you watched here. For now, have this teaser and another teaser here in a bit. And until then, I'll see you guys all next time. You take care and ciao. See you then.